Yarr matey, welcome back to the channel where we're going to cover Plunder Patrol for the new year.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
We're still rocking the pirates, baby. We're still going. We are going to update it with the Fiend Smith stuff with Lacrima. I still haven't done a list with Fiend Smith, Lacrima in it. We're going to get some combos in. We're going to get some cool stuff. This deck no longer just ends on Blackbeard Pass. We're going to show what it can do with the modern day cards. We're going to try to bring Plunder Patrol up to the level of the modern meta decks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Sub to the channel, leave a like. Let's go ahead and get started.
Aye, aye, Captain. Hooray! Now go and get it.
Alright, my pirate crew, let's go ahead and jump into the main deck and extra deck. Main deck's going to be quite full. It's going to be 44 cards today, which is a lot, but we need to have proper ratios of engine and non-engine. And therefore, we're going to fit a whole bunch of hand traps in that we normally would not try to cram. Okay, so we're going to start with the main here as per usual. And it's going to start off pretty familiar. We're going to have some Plunder Patrol cards, but I'm playing a Plunder card I usually don't play. Maybe you usually play it, but I usually don't play it. But we're bringing it back in for this format. Okay, so we're going to start with our standard 3 Whitebeard, 3 Golden Hair. These are our tuners. Got to play as many tuners as possible. Unfortunately, it's only 6. But hey, it's going to be fine, especially with our combo with Fiend Smith. It doesn't matter which Plunder name you start with. You always have full combo. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and show that coming up after the deck list. Then we have 3 blues and 3 blacks. These are your best extenders by far. Got to play maximum of those. Plus, we just need raw Plunder names in the deck as ammo for the extra deck ships, right? Because if we summon a ship but we have no Plunder name in hand, well, then it's kind of useless and it's kind of just dead in the water. So, got to max out on a lot of the names. We're going to be up to 2 Redbeard in this particular list just for the ratios. Like I said, we're having a 44 card list this time, because we want to fit enough hand traps, which means we don't want to dilute our Plunder names either. We want to dilute our other bricks we're playing, so we got to bump up the Plunder names. I usually would only play 1 Redbeard unless I'm on Desires, not on Desires. Anyway, we're playing 2 Reds. Then for our Plunder spells and traps, up to 3 Shipyard from 2 last list. I think I was on 2 Shipyard and 2 Emblem. Where is that? Emblem I like normally, but if you're playing into a Ryziel Detonator, Emblem is absolute trash because they just pop whatever you're equipping Emblem to. Instead, we're going to be back on the booty right here. I haven't been playing this card. It's dead going second relatively, right? But we're back on it. We just need the grind game. We need the grind to keep up with a lot of these decks that can just play it forever. And then if there's like Kashtira cards in the format, we need to switch some of those attributes. It's a whole mess, but we're going to play the booty just for the one of. And if it's going to get popped by a detonator, well, we're going to just leave it in our hand, use it as ammo anyway, and then hopefully be able to play through just a little bit. So that wraps up the Plunder named cards. Let's move on to our next engine, which is not budget. We have 3 Engravers, 1 Lacrima, the Crimson Tears, 1 Lurie, and then 2 Tract, and 1 Paradise. So because of Lacrima, we are going to have an extra interruption on our end board. Hell yeah. Well, not on our end board. It's going to be in our graveyard, but hey, we have Fiend Smith and Paradise. Our Plunder board is going to end on like 6 interruptions on a 2-card combo. Like a generic 2-card combo, and that's awesome. Like, that is not the Plunder that I grew up with, okay, boys and girls? So we are gonna be advancing this deck to the next level. But to supplement that, we are gonna need a couple brick keys. We're gonna need a Sharvara and an Abominable Chamber, just because we need the Unchained stuff to get from Fiend Smith into something into Plunder. It's a whole mess, but I'll show you the combo. These are necessary. Yeah, so that's going to be our side engine. That's like 10 cards right there. Gotta play them. You know, if you want a Plunder list without all of this, I can link a video in the description, but essentially it's like every name at 3 Desires, and just hand traps. And I legit think it's playable, but this version is going to be better. But it's going to be way more expensive. You may be wondering right now why I'm not playing everyone's favorite card, Dipsy Fiend. Dipsy Fiend is not good.
Love, that is a dinghy. My vessel is magnificent and fierce and huge-ish.
On paper, it's like a backup Jord, but it's a -1. It gives your opponent a card, which kind of sucks. It does not trigger the discard effects of your plunder monsters, because you summon this guy, your plunder comes back that you've discarded, but because it came back, because it's not in the graveyard at the end of the chain, it never activates its discard effect. So the synergy, the only thing this does is give your opponent a light fiend. I would rather play Santa Claus. Okay, I would rather play a kaiju. It's not good, in my opinion. That's why it's not in my list. If you want to play it, feel free. It's your list, but that's why I'm not playing it. The rest of the deck is just hand traps, the best ones of the format, in my opinion. Ash, Nib, Valor, Imperm, and then Bystials. We're playing 4 Bystials here, 2 Druids, 1 Magna, 1 Baldrake. You could play 3 Druids, 1 Magna, and that would be fine too. Doesn't matter, but this is 16 hand traps. I think you need to play 16 to kind of have a chance against the top decks right now. So yeah, that's going to be our main deck here. Now let's go through the extra. The extra is the hardest part of this deck to build, because there's just so much stuff you want to be playing. There's so many things you can make with this main deck, and because of the plunder cards and how they work, we need like a ton of plunder stuff in the extra. This is the first profile I've ever done with 2 Blackbeard. Every profile I have has 3 Blackbeard, but that's how tight our extra is. Only 2 Blackbeard. Still got to play 2 Moark. I think Moark is the one that you go into twice the most. And banishing monsters is good, and that's how we're going to end games. Got to play 2 lists, because you go into one on your turn 1, and then if they impermit, you can go Blackbeard, make another one, so you still have an interruption. Plus there's a loop, a resource loop, with Fiend Smith cards where you put back 1 list, you summon out another one with sequence, and then you keep repeating that. Then we have Bran and Jord. Okay, so only 1 each of these. I'm on the fence almost of cutting Bran. Like, that's how dire it is with space. Like, what kind of back row are we really trying to remove? But yeah, I think we're gonna keep it for now. Okay, and then the rest, this is 8 cards. Now we're gonna play 7 extra deck requirements, essentially. 1 Requiem, 1 Sequence, and 1 Desiree, and 1 Aerial Eater. So we're back on the Aerial Eater for this. Haven't seen this since Yugioh. It's usually just Desiree. But for the Fiend Smith into Plunder combo, we need to send stuff with the Aerial Eater, which is a really nice resource. So we're going to play this card. And we're not going to play any rank 6s or Necroquip, because we're going into Aerial Eater most of the time. And if we're not going to make Aerial Eater, we'll just make Desiree, okay? And unfortunately, we have to give up the possibility of Caesar. I mean, if you want to play Caesar, you got to cut Bran, honestly, because we can't cut any of these cards, which are Yama, Rage, and Little Knight. Can't cut Little Knight because Rage has to be able to link your opponent's monster into something. So it's going to be Little Knight. And yeah, these are just requirements. These are all requirements. So the only optional cards are the Plunder cards. And we're already playing like a minimal package. I guess you could cut a Moark or a Bran and play a Caesar. But it's really tough. The other cards we're not playing are the level 10 Synchros. Because we're playing Bystials and level 4 tuners, like having a Bystial on your field and then just normal summoning a Whitebeard and just being able to synchro into Chen Ying to start your turn is a really powerful play, but we just can't fit it. It's kind of tough. So you're going to have to pick what concessions you make. I've picked those as my concessions, and yeah, I'm going to rock this extra deck for now. Okay, so that wraps up the main and extra deck. 44 cards, 15 cards. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mainline combo for any feat for an engraver plus any plunder monster and see what it gets us. This is the new Plunder Fiend Smith combo. It requires engraver plus any plunder name. Doesn't matter if it's a tuner or a non-tuner. I'll tell you what to do depending on which name you have. I already talked about this in my first Plunder Fiend Smith video, but this one has Lacrima in it. So I'm going to try to just recap what to do if you have different plunder names. Let's go ahead and start. So we can start with engraver and get the tract here, and then we're going to activate tract. We're going to go through all of our Fiend Smith stuff first. Lurie is going to link into Requiem. Requiem is going to go into Lacrima. Lacrima is going to dump the trap card. So already we have one interruption trap card in the graveyard. Sweet. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and activate that engraver, put back the Lurie, and we're going to go ahead and summon that out. And now we're going to link 2 into the sequence. Sequence now is going to put back 2 for the Aerial Eater. Now, yes, if you get hand trapped here, it kind of sucks, but we're not just dead in the water. We're going to be able to normal summon the Golden Hair, go into Blackbeard at least, and we're going to have Blackbeard plus a Paradise in the graveyard, as well as Engraver for follow-up. So that is something. It's not ideal, but we do need this sequence to resolve for the full combo, of course. So we're going to go Aerial Eater here and dump 1. Now, what you dump relies on what you have in your hand as your plunder name. If you have a tuner, if you have Golden Hair or Whitebeard, we're going to dump blue. Easy enough, right? If we have a non-tuner, like say we have blue in hand, we're going to dump Golden Hair. Or if we have Black Eyes in hand or Redbeard, we're going to dump Golden Hair. Okay, essentially we need 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner in rotation. Golden Hair is the extender for tuners. Blackbeard is the extender for non-tuners. So we just dump whichever one we're missing. Okay? Okay, from here we're going to go ahead and link into our Unchained plays. We have Yama here searching for the Sharvara. And now we're going to normal summon our plunder name. Doesn't matter what it is. Whichever one's in our hand, we're going to normal summon it. And now we're going to link into a Rage. Okay? Now, please keep in mind, if your normal summon is Whitebeard, and you link it off, do not use Whitebeard effect to summon from the deck. Do not do it, because you're going to lock yourself into plunders, and we're not done with non-plunder stuff yet. Okay? Just let it go. Don't activate it. We have Rage on the board. We're going to Sharvara pop the Rage. Okay? And now we have 2 effects in the graveyard. We have Rage effect to add a Fiend back to our hand. And we have Yama effect to summon a Fiend. Okay? Remember when we have Golden Hair in hand, dumped blue? Now we're going to add the blue back to our hand and summon the Golden Hair. Okay, we're going to add the extender back. If we started with blue in hand and we dumped Golden Hair, we're going to summon the blue back to our field with Yama. We're going to leave Golden Hair in the grave, add back something else, add back Engraver. That's fine. And then we're going to Golden Hair effect, pitch whatever to summon the Golden Hair. Either way, we're going to get our tuner and our non-tuner on the board, okay? Let me know if you need help with that in the comments. I'll try to explain it better. But yeah, now we have a Sharvara, a Golden Hair, and a Bluebeard on the field. Now we're going to synchro into our Jord. Now we can go into our plunder plays. We're going to Jord effect, put back by adding back Bluebeard. Now we're going to Jord put back, summon out 2 tokens, Light Fiends. Okay. It's kind of tough giving our opponent a Light Fiend, but that's okay. We're going to put up enough interruptions where it doesn't matter. Now we're going to go ahead and link 2 into our Blackbeard. Our Sharvara is going to activate to set the Unchained trap. I'll just put it face up here for now. And now we're going to activate Blackbeard to summon out a Liss and draw 1 card. Okay? Now we're going to Liss effect now to summon out the Blackbeard. Always Liss effect on your own turn. Don't wait to negate something with Liss, search a card, and then summon back. That's very greedy. It loses to Book of Eclipse in the draw phase. This is main phase only to summon. If you get Book of Eclipse in draw phase, you're done. You lost all of your stuff, right? Summon it back out. Also, Blackbeard on the field while your Liss is there provides protection. If you're trying to Liss negate something, and they chain Droplet or Chalice and to negate Liss, you can chain Blackbeard to move the list and it will dodge. Okay, so there's a lot of benefit to just summoning out Blackbeard ASAP. And that's what we're going to do. And that's it. This is our end board. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. We have List, Negate. We have Chamber for Rage. Rage is going to link off one. Then we have SP Banished. Then we have SP's Other Banished. We have Fiend Smith in Paradise. That's 4. Okay, no, then the List Negate is 5. And then our Blackbeard effect is ideally another interruption like via Mowerk or Bran or something. So that's 6. Plus 5 cards in hand, including at least 1 guaranteed Plunder card. And that's important for ammo for the ship, right? So we have 5 to 6 interruptions guaranteed, plus 4 other cards mystery in hand. That's pretty sick. Dark Ruler only takes away 2 interruptions. Okay? Because 4 of them are via the trap cards. Paradise and Chamber. So this combo is kind of nutty. It's really sweet that it's just Engraver plus any Plunder name. Okay? Now I want to go to one more combo here. Someone asked me something in the comments, like in the last Plunder Fiend Smith video, about how do you go from Plunder into Fiend Smith using the Jord token. And it is possible, but we're going to see why it's kind of like whatever. So we're just going to do our normal Jord combo. We have Golden Hair plus Special Blue, Jord effects, add back blue, and then we're going to Jord effect summon 2 tokens that are Light Fiends. And now we can go ahead and link off the token for a Requiem. Now that's awesome. We're not locked into Plunder yet, right? Let's see where we can get. Requiem is going to summon out Lacrima. Lacrima can dump the Engraver. We can't dump the Trap because we have no other extender yet. So we still want to use our Engraver effect. We are going to summon out the Engraver, putting back the Requiem. Now we can link 2 into Sequence. And now if we get stopped on Sequence, we're cooked, right? But the good thing is we can't get hit by Imperm because there's a token here. But yeah, we've already used our normal summon. So in this particular hand, we could Shipyard for a Black Eyes and we'll be okay. Or like we'll put up something, but it's not ideal. Anyway, we're going to put back 2 for the Aerial Eater. Now we're going to Aerial Eater, dump our Engraver back for follow-up. Okay. Now we can link 2 into a Yama. Yama effect is going to search us Sharvara. And then we're going to set our field spell. We have to do this because we need to pop something with Sharvara, and we don't want to pop Yama. We have to get to Rage somehow. Okay, so hopefully we have a spell or trap to set. And Shipyard is kind of nice because we're going to be able to reset it back later. But I don't know, it's kind of iffy. We're adding like required pieces to this combo, which I don't like doing, but I just want to like, let's play it out. Link 2 into the Rage, and then we're going to Sharvara to set the trap. Now we can Golden Hair to pitch anything, summon out the Golden Hair. And now we're going to link 2 into our Blackbeard. Blackbeard effect is going to summon out Liss. And then draw 1. And now we can take our Shipyard and activate it. Okay, this is a really cool combo here. Or like interaction. If we have, of course this is main phase, not draw phase, but if we have something equipped down here, and we have Shipyard in the graveyard, okay, we can go Chainlink 1 Shipyard, target this equipped card. Shipyard, if you read it, it says, target 1 Plunder in your spell trap zone, set this card, and if you do, return the target. So Shipyard will still set itself even if this guy goes away. So we go Chainlink 1 Shipyard, Chainlink 2 List to summon. So we summon out the Blackbeard, and then it sets our Shipyard anyway. Okay, and then we activate. So we end on a similar board. This one has Liss and Blackbeard just like last time. It has Abominable Chamber plus Rage just like last time. But we don't have a, what's it called? We don't have the Fiend Smith in Paradise set up in the graveyard. What we do have, however, is Yama is still in the graveyard, so if something gets destroyed, we can Yama bring it back. Alright, that's something, I guess. We also have 2 fewer cards in hand. So, and then it also required like a spell or trap to set to pop with Sharvara. Okay, So it's still a valid combo, but it's way more susceptible to a hand trap. Like if we get stopped in that sequence, we're kind of cooked. But yeah, it just wasn't. It's not ideal. I would feel safe depending on what your hand is, right? If our only choice is to go for this, or else we kind of like lose with our hand because we're just all engine in hand, then yeah, go for it. If we have a bunch of hand traps, I'd rather play the safe route, to be honest. So, I don't know. It's debatable. It's up to you. But this is possible. This is the second combo that I want to show. I also want to show the follow-up plays, or keep in mind the follow-up plays. We can go ahead and we can go next turn, Engraver put back sequence, link off Engraver plus anything for sequence again, and sequence put back 2 plunder names for another list. Okay? So that's a resource loop you can keep doing like forever, because one of the plunder names you can put back with sequence is lists, right? So if we go summon out sequence shuffle back list plus a plunder, summon out another list, you can just keep doing that over and over and over every turn. So you kind of never run out of plunder names, which is why in this particular list I've accepted only playing 2 Blackbeard in hopes that I can start shuffling back Blackbeards with sequence to make another list. That's also why you have to play 2 lists, is to keep that loop going. If one's already on the board, you still need to be able to make another one. So yeah, fun combos. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, sub to the channel. If you want to join the pirate crew, link in my Discord is below. All of the members are literally called pirate crew in the Discord, even though we talk about every deck. And if you want to pay to join the pirate crew, you can subscribe or become a member of the YouTube channel. $5 goes to me every month, or probably less because YouTube takes some, but a little bit of money goes to me every month, helps me afford these cards and you know, the time to keep going and making this content. That's my TED Talk. I'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll catch you later.